And it happened so quickly that we never really had any ups and downs. I think you have to go through stuff in relationships, friendships, situationships to really gauge who a person is. And somebody is always, either both people or one person is always going to have some type of mask on and not truly reveal their identity until something happens. And it's either you're going to grow through that something or it's going to break you up. So we met through mutual friends and it just took off from there. It was his way that he understood me in general, and I never really had nobody that really tuned into my personality and who I was as a person, aside from the artificial things, as in like looks or what I do for a career. He didn't really care about that, but kind of mostly what made me happy. And the little things that I saw him tuning into was those things. And that's kind of really all I really cared about in a relationship. So that really brought me a lot closer to him. Our situationship happened so fast that yes, we were authentic. I was genuine. I let my hair down. It wasn't no hiding anything. I was just who I was. A baby came along. So that was the turning point of our relationship and actually seeing who that person is and who I am also. So that was the turning point of our relationship, was the baby situation. The turning point of, I would say, his attitude towards me was finding out that I was pregnant, but also I began to learn actually who he was. And when I say I was genuine, I got to let my hair down. I didn't necessarily see who he was though, because I'm not gonna really say it like that, but a lot of things that I would characterize him now as, I would have never seen in the beginning. I think for me, it was mostly because I didn't have really that much time to really gauge who that person was. And it happened so quickly that we never really had any ups and downs. I think you have to go through stuff in relationships, friendships, situationships to really gauge who a person is. And somebody is always, either both people or one person is always going to have some type of mask on and not truly reveal their identity until something happens. And it's either you're going to grow through that something or it's going to break you up. I saw disrespect. I saw a lot of nonchalant attitudes, narcissistic behavior. And at that point, 2-3 years down the line of me trying to communicate, of me trying to get back on the right page, because the baby situation broke me down to the point, the person that I wanted to heal me was the very person that broke me. And I had to realize I can't be whole in that way. And I had to realize that I have to now step back from the relationship, regardless of how many times I've been hurt, of a lot of stuff that we have gone through, crazy things that I had to step back at this moment, because I cannot heal myself by trying to go to somebody that broke me to begin with. So I think on the flip side, it was more so him that made the relationship stop, because I feel like if he continued to engage in conversation and in the relationship, I probably would not have gotten to that point where it was just like, okay, something gotta change. Like, you can't keep on chasing somebody that don't want to be caught. And that was probably the worst relationship that I had ever been in, and the worst relationship that I had to actually see that you're not valuing yourself. Apart from the self-love and the self-respect that I grew to learn about myself within that relationship, it was more so when to let go, and that plays a lot in the self-love and self-respect. I think that was really important because you can save a lot of heartache and headache when you just let go and let God within your relationship. And the things that I was going through, which was trying to overcome an abortion and getting rid of a baby, and still trying to cope with this relationship, and how we end it is just not sitting right with me. But regardless if it's not sitting right with you, you love yourself enough to not continue to try to push that relationship in a direction that you want it to go because of your own insecurities and your own anxiety about why it didn't work. Sometimes you just have to learn yourself, step away from the situation, not make the situation worse, which I feel like I played a major part in making the relationship worse than what it should have been. Another lesson that I probably learned within that situation was doing what's best for me and not allowing somebody's attitude or their views on what they think that you should do, or trying to be that person in their life that say, he will want me to do this, and doing what he or she wants you to do, and it breaks you down as they continue to grow, and they don't really care at the end of the day, the pain that you're going through, the anxiety, I would say me starting to do drugs and drinking a lot and partying a lot. He didn't know none of that stuff that I was going through. So it was on me, like we said, self-love. It was on me to know when to step away from a situation and to actually cope with what I needed to cope with, and not expecting the very person that broke me to heal me. I'm not upset with him in any type of way. I actually enjoyed the relationship situationship. I enjoyed the journey. I enjoyed the learning experience and everything that I learned from that relationship. And moving forward, it just made me the person that I am today, and how to go about other relationships. And the lesson that I will absolutely say I learned the most was being able to speak up for myself and the feelings that I'm feeling in that moment, and not holding it in. Because you begin to hold things in and you don't say things, and nobody ever know what you're going through. Like if I would have said from jump, you hurt me, the way you approach a situation, the way you threw money at me in a way of go get an abortion type of thing, and I still came back, and all I tried to do was understand your perspective, and I never really told you how I hurt within that moment. How when I read that text, it was just like, what, did he ever give a fuck? So all of that was a learning experience for the next relationship, to say, you won't do this to me. And if you feel the need that you have to do this, then I know how to step away sooner before I get heartbroken.